My name's Alan Carter. I'm the president and CEO of Cabral Gold. We are building our first gold mine in northern Brazil. We recently raised $45 million US through a gold loan. Project's in construction. We should be producing gold in the fourth quarter of 2026.
Well, there we go. I think that summarizes everything we need to know, Alan. It's been a good year for you guys. Capped off by actually getting the money you need and it was debt, wasn't it? Where'd that come from?
Yeah, it was a gold loan, Matt. So we borrowed $45 million US in gold, and we'll have to repay that with interest. So there was no equity raise as part of that, which I think surprised a lot of people. And so we're very happy to have the deal closed. And as I just said, construction's in full swing.
Now, we were chatting sort of before we started, because about, the idea you had here, which was to kind of get out of this kind of exploration loop, which was, drill, raise money, and ad infinitum. And this mechanism, this new business plan to kind of get into revenue by getting after these oxides, it hasn't been easy, because I'm not sure the market kind of got it initially, but they certainly have now from looking at your share price.
Yeah, I think we're quite fortunate in that the gold deposits that we have so far found at Cuiú Cuiú are very deeply weathered. They're weathered down to about 60 meters on average. So that means there's a lot of material there which is free digging. That's quite unusual for most gold deposits around the world. They're not usually weathered quite so deeply. Our gold deposits happen to be sitting on topographic highs, so that there is this deep weathering profile. And that's opened up this opportunity to pursue a two-stage strategy to develop the district. Now, it is a very large district. There are obviously a number of different gold deposits here. We've made 4 new discoveries since we last updated the resource estimate in 2022. And so in order to drill all these targets off, and the 50 other peripheral targets that we've got where we found gold, we need a significant amount of money. And we think that the best way to fund all that work that needs to be done is not by continually diluting the capital structure and doing private placement after private placement and ending up with a massive number of shares issued and outstanding. We think there's a better way of doing it. That is to start with a relatively modest stage 1 operation to mine the oxides and use that cash to then fund the drilling of the much larger hard rock resources. That's the strategy. That's the plan. That's what we're in the process of executing on.
Well, let's talk about that, because this is kind of, for me, sort of end of year roundup, obviously, but more excitingly is the execution into next year with the cash that you've got available. So can you tell me what's actually happening on the ground now with this cash?
There's a lot of earthworks going on. There's lots of things going on, Matt. We have 143 people now working on the construction currently, building this thing. And we have about 70 or so, probably a few more, probably closer to 80 people on the exploration front. So the camp is currently, the camp is bursting at the seams. And we are building a new camp, obviously, for the production. So we have whole bunch of different contractors on site. We have 50 pieces of heavy equipment moving around. There are buildings going up. There are different parts of the plant going up. A lot of earthwork has gone on. We've upgraded the road, so we spent a lot of time upgrading the road. We have a great road into site now. We always had a road, but now it's a proper mine road. So there's a lot going on. We anticipate pouring concrete for most of the major foundations by the end of this year. So that's this weekend next. Yeah, there's a lot going on, as I said.
Okay, so lots happening on the ground. But ultimately, I'm looking. Look, you reposition the company now as a near-term producer, which I think obviously super exciting in terms of the cash generation, the exploration. So I'll talk about that in a second. But if you were to for this kind of ramp up phase that you're going through, what kind of remaining kind of performance tests must be met before you can, I guess, declare commercial production?
Yeah, well, we've still got some ways to do. We only made We only made the construction decision about 6 weeks ago. So there's a lot of work that still needs to be done, Matt. We're anticipating commissioning in Q3 of 2026 and commercial production in Q4. So we've got Ausenco helping us with the engineering phase. We've built out an owners team under Luis Solaro, who we hired earlier this year. Luis has built several gold mines in Brazil, a mining engineer with a vast amount of experience. So he's built a pretty impressive team under him. We've got a very impressive group of consultants who are helping us here at all aspects of this. So, I'm very proud of the team. There's a lot going on. We've got a schedule. And currently, as I said, we're still in the early stages, but there's a lot of purchasing going on, a lot of equipment arriving on site. So, it's a pretty complex exercise, as you might imagine.
Yeah, military precision, I'm sure. Look, in terms of so a lot going on in terms of stuff that you can control with the cash that you've got to be able to do it with. The stuff that's maybe out of your control in terms of are there any kind of remaining permits, or are you waiting anything from environmental agencies, state level approvals, etc.?
We've got we're developing this project under what's called trial mining licenses, which will allow us to mine 1,500 tons a day. Now, the PFS study that we released in July contemplates us going to 3,000 tons a day. So in order to make that jump, we need the full mining license in place. We expect to get the preliminary permit for the full mining license early next year, and that's well underway. We had the public audiences a few months ago, both at Cuiú Cuiú, in the community of Cuiú Cuiú, and in the local town of Itaituba. They went very, very well. There was no opposition. And so, as I said, we expect to get that full mining license in January. We don't actually need it until mid-2027 because we're developing the project under the trial mining licenses. But to make that sort of jump to 3,000 tons a day, we will need that in place. So we're very confident we'll get that. I think the main risk here is schedule, is keeping to schedule. As I said, this is a complex exercise. There are a lot of inputs. There are a lot of different contracting groups and a lot of pieces of equipment we need to get on site on time. It is an aggressive schedule, but as I said, currently we're on track. The one thing that we have no control over, obviously, is the weather. So that there could be rain events that could slow us down. So we have factored that into the schedule, but so far so good.
Well, let's talk about some of the other things. So we're kind of skipping through this as a lick for anyone sort of listening to this, watching this one, because it's kind of obvious where we're at. But with the exploration and how that kind of contributes toward the continued growth of this oxide, opportunity that you've got in front of you. So, can you talk about the drilling plan for next year? What are you setting out to do? Is it focused on the revenue? Is it resource expansion, or what?
Look, we are very, very busy on the exploration side of things. We've got 3 drill rigs that are working on the exploration side, and they're coming up with some fantastic results, Matt. I mean, as I've said, and I've been consistent with you, as you're aware, the bigger prize at Cuiú Cuiú is the definition of this very, very large gold district that clearly contains multiple deposits. We've got multiple deposits already. We've got several new discoveries. So our focus currently is on the exploration side, is on expanding the hard rock resources here. Now, the hard rock resources aren't subject to this phase 1 mine that we're building right now. That's just to mine the oxide. But there's an awful lot more gold in the current resource base, and in terms of upside here in the hard rock underneath that oxide weathered material. That's the material that we're targeting. We're getting some fantastic results. Unlike a lot of other developers, we are going to keep exploring aggressively during the build here. So the phase 1 build will move on. We've got a separate team, as I said, working on that. There's a lot of people working on the build, but we also have a lot going on the exploration side. We're getting some incredible success. Last week, we put out a release that detailing the work that we've done between the central gold deposit and the PDM discovery. Now, the PDM discovery is about 2 kilometers to the north of the central gold deposit. We've always suspected these two were connected. The previous airborne magnetic survey that we did didn't really give us any definitive structure, but we've reflown it. We did a drone survey recently, and the structure just pops out as clear as a bell. And not only that, but we've drilled a few recce holes into this structure that we identified from the drone mag and got gold. So it opens up that whole 2 kilometer intervening trend between Central and PDM, That's tremendously exciting. If that wasn't exciting enough, we've got a drill rig on Jaramoon-Sima. We're getting some great results coming out of Jaramoon-Sima. We've got one on Mashishi. We're going to be drilling the down dip extension of MG and Central early in the new year. It's a very exciting time, I think, from both an exploration perspective and a production perspective for Cabral shareholders.
Cash and future scale. Obviously, that central social corridor opening up for you is great for kind of, I guess, future operations, gives you lots of optionality. But I think most importantly, the exciting bit is you've got the money to kind of get after this stuff and see what's out there. Look, Alan, I know you're not feeling well. I'm not feeling well. So we powered through. Just going to get this message out to people. Cabral, near-term revenue from you guys. You continue to kind of build out the scale of the opportunity here. Everything that you've seen for a while, and I appreciate your time. Go have yourself maybe a little bit of a rest over Christmas period, and we'll see you again in the new year.
Thanks, Matt. I look forward to it. Thanks for taking the time.